Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. I feel like I say that every single week, but this one is actually one of my favorite recipes of all time. I call them extreme chocolate cookies, and they are basically a brownie in cookie form. Dash is on alert today. Right now there's a lot of noise going on in the hallway. Not sure what's happening out there, but he does not like it. So he might bark. Fair warning. Let's get started. I like to put my brown sugar in an additional bag so that it never dries out. Tip! For this recipe, you will need the following ingredients. 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, which I have pre-chopped. This box is 8 ounces. 1/4 cup of butter. 2/3 of a cup of flour. I have yet to measure that out. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. 2 large eggs. 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 bag of chocolate chips. There's a lot of chocolate going into these cookies. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I don't need to line any dishes. I'm just using a cookie sheet with a silicone sheet on top. If you don't have a silicone sheet, you can just use either a little bit of butter or some parchment paper. First, we're going to take the 8 ounces of chopped chocolate, and we're going to cut up the butter into 4 chunks and just put it on top. Now we're going to take this and we're going to microwave it in 20-second increments until the chopped chocolate is almost completely melted. This is what it looks like coming out of the microwave. This is about 1 minute and 20 seconds, so 4 20-second increments. And now we'll just stir it until it's smooth. Be really careful that no water touches the chocolate. If that's the case, the chocolate will seize up and you won't be able to use it, which is such a waste. So you just want to make sure that every utensil that you're using and the bowl that you're using is completely dry. There it is, butter and chocolate goodness. Now we're just going to set that aside. Next, we're going to take our mixing bowl and we're going to add the wet ingredients together. 1 egg, 2 eggs, and we whisk. Now we take our packed brown sugar, it's 3/4 of a cup, and add it to the eggs. Sometimes they get stuck. There we go. Why I wore a silk shirt to make these, I don't know. If I make it to the end of this video without spilling something on this top, it'll be a miracle. So we've mixed our brown sugar and eggs and it's looking really nice and light and frothy. And now we want to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And whisk some more. Next, we're going to add our chocolate mixture. And I've switched to a spatula for stirring. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients. In a smaller bowl, add 2/3 of a cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. Give that a quick mix, and then slowly add to the wet ingredients. Again, you want to mix until just incorporated, like so. Now we're going to add our bag of chocolate chips. And stir those in. Once you have everything mixed together, you'll notice that this is pretty runny, a lot more like brownies and a lot less like cookies. So, do not skip this mandatory next step. Cooling the dough. We're just going to stick this in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Check it after that. And you just want to make sure that the batter has hardened into a cookie dough consistency. So I'll stick this in the fridge and I'll check back in with you soon. So I've had a few people ask me about my dog. He is my baking helper. He is constantly lying down right here on the ground, right in my way. But he's a very good boy and he knows that usually the things on the counter are not for dogs. Today there's an exception because I have brought a few treats in hopes of having him put his front paws up on the counter to say hello to you. Let's try this out. Okay, Pup, come here. Come here. Can you hop up? Hop up here. Hop up. He's being so well behaved. Hop up. You can do it. Up you can. There we go. Here he is. This is Dad. Here he is, in all of his glory. Good boy. Say hello. Hi. Good boy. Okay, down you go. Just clean that up a little bit. The dough has been in the fridge for about 20 minutes now, so we're ready to make some cookies. I've got my cookie scoop. You do not need one. Just roll them out with your hands if you don't have one. Check out these bad boys. These take anywhere from 9 to 13 minutes to bake up. I'm going to put them in for 9. Make sure that you are checking them regularly because you do want to underbake them rather than overbake them. If you overbake them, they just will not taste good. So you're looking for shiny cookies and you're looking for a little bit of crackle on top. It'll be easier to show you when they're finished. So let's put them in the oven. I recommend putting the rest of the dough back in the fridge while the first batch is cooking. These just came out of the oven and hopefully you can see there's some sheen to them and a little bit of crackle. And a whole lot of flavor. Let them cool on the sheet for about 5 or 6 minutes, just until the sheet is warm enough that you can touch it, and then transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. I'm actually baking these in advance. I'm going to be taking them with me on a trip this weekend. So once they're cooled, I'm going to put them in a freezer bag and throw them in the freezer so that they stay fresh. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you love that I didn't spill anything on my shirt. Success! Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for a new video every Thursday. I hope you have a great day.